May I help you? Oh, yes, but Quen left me explicit instructions about this. He's in the middle of a delicate negotiation to triple his profits on the sale of a rare. Maybe, let's see, it was something. Krenim, I think? Oh, Delta Quadrant treasures are all the rage right now. Artifacts from cultures the Vaadwaur wiped out are particularly valuable. Quen's made quite a... I'm sorry, but my instructions were very... May I help you? Yes, but Quen... Maybe... Let's see. Look, Quen hired me to answer the comms and chat up the customers, not to be security. Go right in. Just try not to break anything. Quen will find some way to blame the damages on me.
Not so fast.
You said there weren't any other buyers, Quinn. Now what do I see? Starfleet stooges here to cause trouble. Guards, get the...
Enemy target sensors.
I was going to pay those guards to my offer.
Hold it! I am Nog, son of Grand Nagus Rom. And I am a Ferengi. And when you deal with these people, you deal with me. You have a choice. Either deal with me, or I ask my father to have a word with the liquidators about your poor business practices.
Well, I'm sure we could come to an understanding.
That's what I thought. Now, kiss the staff. Get out! Not you, Quinn.
Here's my best offer. How about we agree on a price, and you get your Delta Quadrant doodad, and I leave? No? Fine. How about I answer your questions, and maybe then I get to leave? But let's get... The device is Krenim in the Vaadwaur, that's one. I picked it up from the Talaxian wasn't very... As a show of good faith to the son of the Nagus, I'm willing to tell you for free. But don't let this get around. It would ruin my reputation as a businessman. The device emits some unusual energy readings. The shielding may have malfunctioned, or maybe it's not fully operational anymore. I'm not sure. But that's why I'm selling it as an antique. As is. Do I look like a member?
Don't let the staff of office and these good looks fool you. I'm here as a Starfleet officer, and I don't normally flaunt my family connections. But in this case, it seemed like the best way to solve the problem. So I borrowed my dad's second best staff. Interesting. I know Voyager encountered the Krenim during the journey, and Tuvok was looking for survivors of the Vaadwaur purchase. And for now, though, perhaps we Quinn left without taking down his security, but fortunately I know how to get around it. This isn't a very sophisticated system. It's hardly worth the Latinum we paid for it. If we overload the EPS conduits, we'll create a cascade failure in the system that the control protocols won't be able to handle. That should drop the force field. I think it can overload the EPS conduits in the corner there. Now that the power flow is disrupted, the controls are, yes, over here by the artifact. Excellent. Now we can get a good look at this. The waveforms aren't like anything I've seen before. This is definitely Krenim in origin. And Quinn was right on the age. I'll take the device back to my ship, the Chimera, and have a look while we're on the way to the Kiana system. I've explored many places as a Starfleet officer, but this is my first time seeing the Delta Quadrant. According to Quinn, the Krenim artifact came from this system. I hope we haven't come all this way just to chase ghosts. I've had a chance to look at the Krenim device, although I'm not sure how Voyager's preliminary could be. Keep an eye out for Vaadwaur. They're still patrolling this area. If I had to place a bet, I'd say that wreckage is where this artifact was found.
Scanning in progress. Scanning in progress.
Heads up! Vaadwaur on an intercept course.
Scanning in progress.
The wreckage appears to be Krenim. The weapon signatures are definitely Vaadwaur. According to Voyager, the Krenim were a fairly small society. There had to be a reason the Vaadwaur went out of their way to target them. Let's move. There might be more ships in range. There are more Vaadwaur on an intercept course.
Warning, ship is under attack. Targets changed. Warning, ship is under attack. Left shield failing.
What exactly does low profile mean to you?
Scanning in progress.
Herald's inbound. The Vaudouar must have gotten a signal out. So much for our investigation.
Shield has failed. Rear shield failing.
about the Krenim that was such a threat to the Vodwar and the Iconians that they're still patrolling the old Krenim systems. If we can find more Krenim technology, or maybe unlock what we have, we might be able to find out what is so important. That could be something the Alliance can use against the Iconians. I recommend that the Chimera and your ship patrol the outer system while we take an away team to the surface. This doesn't make sense. There's nothing here that would cause the readings I was seeing from orbit, but there are traces of chronotron particles. I've never known chronotrons to appear naturally without some sort of temporal manipulation going on, but there's nothing here. I'm starting to come up with a theory, but I need some more data. I recommend we take some additional scans. Exactly, but we need to be quick. Those patrols we encountered in orbit will be missed soon. I'm going to order the Chimera to try to avoid contact, but warn us if more ships arrive. These tall spires are charged with temporal energy. Curious. It's almost like it's in a state of temporal flux. I need to get some scans. There are more mineral deposits over there. There's a resonant frequency here that's not natural. I'm reading another anomaly ahead. These anomalies have a shape, like a warp field, but not quite the same. The only other place I've seen sensor readings like this was in the wormhole. There, behind those rocks. Hurry, they'll be here any moment. This area looks defensible. Get ready. I have an idea. We need to use the device. I've been trying to activate it and I've almost got it. Keep them busy. If I can get it working, I should be able to conceal us. Here they come! Almost there. Just one more connection and that should...
Enemy targets on sensor. Shield losing power.
If you'll forgive the pun, I managed to buy us some time. It's taken me some time to convince the Krenim to help us, but they finally agreed. Remember how I said the device could remove someone from the time stream? It did. That's where we are now, in the temporal bubbles. And how we perceive time in here is a little different than outside. That's why the Heralds can't see us. We're out of their timelines. Out of all timelines, in fact. While we're here, it's almost like we don't exist. No one's shooting at us. I think that's a good thing. The Krenim they're a little touchy. Almost being driven to extinction by the Vaadwaur has made them suspicious. But they're willing to talk.
I've had some time to observe you and Captain Nog, and your actions make it clear that you are no friend of the Vaadwaur or the Heralds. This does not, however, assure me that you will be allies to my people. The Krenim have lost much. Our empire is gone, and our people have been killed or scattered. We are what remains. And you have already repaired some of our emitters that were damaged by the attack. But there is more yet to do. Should our temporal equipment fail, this location will be instantly overrun by Heralds. If that happens, none of us will survive. More of our emitters must be realigned, and there are other pieces of equipment my people...
Your fight overloaded some of the power couplings we use to mod. The temporal technology was developed by a scientist named Anarax. He's still a mystery, even to us. We know he was a ship commander in the Imperium fleet and a genius in temporal mechanics, and that he started work on his inventions in the late 22nd century after our war with the Rilnar. Perhaps he saw temporal manipulation as a way to change our fortunes. We know he was working towards weaponizing his designs, and I can tell from what little I've seen that it is possible. But full access to his data is restricted, so I don't know the full capabilities of his work. Your fight overloaded some of the power couplings we used to...
Okay, now it's starting to look like something.
The temporal compensators are out of alignment. They help keep us at a stable point in the timeline. If they fail completely, we could end up... The Imperium was at its peak in the mid-22nd century. At that time, it controlled more than 900 planets, and our territory spread across more than 5,000 parsecs. Then came the Rilnar, and the Zal, and the Garanor, the Mawasi, and the Nahydron. Our wars chipped away at us, carving one planet after another away from the Imperium. There were only 27 planets left when the Vaadwaur came. Now, almost everyone on those worlds is gone. The temporal compensators are out of alignment.
You should realign the matrix crystals. You need to disconnect the buffer before you do anything else. Now you need to reconnect the buffer. Good. I'll put the next location on your tricorder.
Hold this. No, hold it right next to the bracket, or the spanner won't... There. Got it. Anorax's original designs are for a temporal field that's big enough for a ship, sizable but finite. We've adapted the tech to cover much larger areas, but that makes the field more unstable, and we had to get everything operational before the Vaadwaur found us. So we cut some corners. A lot of corners. We're making updates and repairs as fast as we can, but we can't afford a failure. This tech, hold this.
You need to scan for microfractures. That should do it.
You've shown you're willing to help. Now perhaps we can come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. We have Anorax's plans, but not the... Interesting. The Heralds are opening a gate. The repairs should be enough.
I beg mercy, Great One. It appears they used a cloaking device and escaped.
You are forgiven. Make preparations to depart.
As you command.
An interesting development.
These sentients have proven to be resourceful. Already they have thwarted our plan to bring in the Solanae fleet.
Their struggles are meaningless.
And yet they injured even you, Tiket. I advise caution. They are more dangerous than they appear.
We shall render worlds asunder. Spill them as blood until it fills the oceans. It is time to strike.
I understand you want vengeance, but we must not act in haste.
We will continue with our plan. The whole must be as one. The attack on Iconia broke our unity. We were divided, diminished, weak. The other saved us from oblivion, but it took centuries to rebuild our bonds. We cannot risk more loss. The whole must be as one. The campaign will continue as planned.
They couldn't see us? There were Iconians right in front of us and nothing! They had no idea we were here! We were completely safe!
The only protection left to my people is our ability to manipulate time. But it is something we must do with great care. Even the most innocuous of changes can ripple through reality in unexpected ways. My people and I have made Anorax's theories of temporal manipulation our lives' work. In at least one temporal variant, His ship made the Krenim Imperium the undisputed masters of this region of space. Anarax designed a ship, a wondrous vessel that could manipulate the time streams and erase elements in an attempt to bring about a desired result. Our records show that he even attempted to use this vessel to restore the Krenim's fortunes, but he was defeated by an unknown alliance. Afterward, the Krenim Imperium declined, as perhaps was its fate all along. We were diminished, but content to let time progress as it would. Until the Vaadwaur. The first Krenim worlds to fall managed to warn the others. When the Vaadwaur came, we hid ourselves in the time stream. It was the only way we survived. Before the Vaadwaur arrived, we were working on a relic. It was a replica of Anarax's time ship. With it, we could have gone back and eliminated the Vaadwaur threat before it even began. The Vaadwaur's assault on the Imperium took too much from us. Now we possess Anarax's work, but not the means to bring it to life. You have seen what our technology can do. We have the designs. You have the manpower and the materials. There's more here than what you've seen.
You've hidden the entire planet?
Yes, we removed ourselves from the time stream to stay alive. With your help, we can change everything.
You hid an entire planet, but you can't build this time ship on your own?
We have the plans. Our resources are almost gone.
We have shipyards, workers, and all the materials you could need.
Precisely. We revealed ourselves to you as a gesture of good faith. What will you do in return?
The Iconians and the Heralds are gone. It's safe to resync with our time and contact our ship. But this...
Temporal mechanics is not a complication we need, but this weapon they are proposing sounds intriguing. You and Captain Nog were correct in thinking the Alliance would be interested in investigating such a thing. Personally, I approve of anything the Iconians might fear. Qapla'! Please report to the Kiana system. Our partnership with the Krenim is starting to bear fruit, but the project may take more time to complete than we have left. We must consider any plan that ensures our survival.